with the grip on the pants, shelving your partner's leg. So that leg that you have shelf, don't open your elbow, maintain your elbows locked, one leg back. The leg that you step back, make sure your leg is straight, okay? Outside your partner hips, not inside the hips, outside the hips, a little bit outside the hips, okay? So the de la riva leg, get the control. You guys gonna have a nice grip in the collar with your elbow attaching your partner's knee, just like so. Okay, that's the position that you guys gonna initiate on top, okay? So the first exercise, you guys gonna do regular drills, each hour resistance, just you guys get going, and then you start active drills, okay? So from here, if you guys can, try to find a nice de la riva hook. If you have a hard time with the de la riva hook, get a nice bind on the leg. So the most important thing is your knee, apply pressure against your partner's knee. Don't let your knee down like this, okay? Your knee has to be working against your partner's leg. So this leg here, I have to be hooking, and look how I own my side, I'm not like this. I own my side and my knees become a shield. I cannot have my leg straight like this. My leg has to be bent, and I'm hooking Xavier's hip like so, okay? From here, I'm gonna find a grip in the sleeve, okay? So probably here, you guys gonna have a grip in the collar, maybe on the far side or maybe on the near side, doesn't matter. I'm gonna find a grip on the sleeve. To break that grip, I'm gonna start to rise my knee coming towards me first, and I try to apply pressure down with my heel. I rise my hips up and I break. As soon as I break, I cross his arm, okay? So I wanna have the arm across like so, okay? A super common reaction is my partner try to posture up. As soon as I see him posture up, he's gonna have a little gap on his hips. I'm gonna step on the hip, I'm gonna push in a little bit, I retract my knee, and I go to a nice tripod, okay? Of course, if I can, I just come up on top and I win this battle. Okay, I keep it one post leg, one high stand leg, and I go all the way up, and then I have top position. But oftentimes against good guys, when they fall on their side, they turn and they come up. As soon as he's come up, I'm gonna use the momentum, I'm gonna keep my legs inside, especially my right hook. I keep inside. When he's come up, I get on leg X, okay? So initially, I want you guys to have your elbow under the leg to shelf, to prevent the person step on the floor. You look how my hook is in the far side leg. I cannot have a ballerina toes. I need to flex my toes strong. I step on the hips, I engage my hips. And now with this shelf that I have, I just let the leg fall on my arm and I grab like so. Okay? So make sure you have your hips engaged. The grip is gonna be across. You don't let the person find a grip in the pants. Okay? Of course, it's not gonna be just like so. The person will fight back. You guys need to maintain the grip tight. Okay, use your knuckles to maintain the grip tight. Okay, so the second option, maybe you here and you cannot break the grip here. Maybe the person is tight, you start to turn it more on your side, use your knee, and now look, I pinch my knees and I break. When Xavier try to posture up, I step on the hips, I try to tripod, he stays strong, he's not going down. I'm gonna step the foot that I have on the hips, on the floor, and this leg is gonna bump him forward, towards to that side, okay? As soon as I get here, I step on the hips, I engage my hips, and look how my elbow, I rise my hips up, till my elbow get under. If you guys try to keep your hips down and your elbow get under, it's not gonna work. So hips go up, elbow go under the foot, and now grab on the foot. Try to make sure the foot is floating the entire time, okay? So just that, one more time, then you guys gonna do it. So the first one, we break the grip by using, look, I bring my knee to my chest, I step it, I put a weight down with this shallow lasso, I rise my hips up and then I break. As soon as I break across, super common reaction you guys gonna have is the person posture up. You time in there and you put the person down. Try to time in there, okay? The person going up, you step on the hips. It's very important to time. When it's come back, I palm my leg inside and now I have the leg shelf. I engage my hips. And now I just look, the elbow stay, I just palming my hands, and now I find a grip. When I grab on the pants, I place my palm inside. And I leave the foot on my biceps, not on my shoulder, where the leg can become heavy. I keep it here, okay? Second option. So maybe the person has a good elbow position, you can. You're not that flexible, maybe the person doing a good job, you turn it more on your side, your knee go to the biceps and you keep your both knees together like so. So now I rise the hips and I break, and as I break across, When he's ever try to posture up, I step on the hip. I try to sweep him and he has a good base. In situation like this, I step on the floor. I'm going to scoop myself underneath as I bump him forward towards my right hand side, the side that I have the grip. Okay? As soon as I get on leg X, I rise my hips up, my elbow go underneath, and now I find the grip. And then I have a good entry. Okay? So keep in mind, guys, that we are very used to do this entry here with the collar grip. When you have a tripod with a collar grip, you guys are used to do this entry here, look. You try to do the tripod is not working, you get used to do this, look. Elbow inside, knee inside, and then you scoop underneath. That's an entry that you do all the time. But because you have the sleeve control, you don't have control about the posture with this grip. When you try to go here, if he's ever just to walk around me, he beat me here. Okay? So this entry is not very effective with the sleeve control. If you have a sleeve control and you try to tripod, the easy thing you can do is you step on the floor, bump the person forward. Look, just this. Super simple, but very effective. Okay? I'm gonna do one time each, and then you guys are gonna do it. Faz pegada. Postura. Volta. Postura. Arruma aqui, mano. Bota a faixa. Tá ficando stuck. Que mano é gigante. Eles usam A3G. And you go here. Okay? During sparring, if you feel like the grip is on the collar and you cannot break, so the person has a good grip strong, then it's better to grab the collar to control the posture. So I have been telling you guys, this grip is very effective when it's across. If it's just a grip here, it's not effective at all. Okay, if you cannot break it to cross, it's better to have a different grip. Okay, keep always that in mind. You cannot break, forget about the sleeve, grab the collar. Okay, any questions? Give it a try, 1, 2. So first thing that I'm going to explain, guys, is about the grip, okay? So a few things here. If your partner is standing in front of you, like this, and maybe you just have a grip in the pants, okay? So don't try to scoop, because first there's no space, and then to create space, you guys are going to have to move your hips all the way like this, and now when you try to scoop, the person fire your leg, you back step out, and then you're in trouble, okay? So the first thing first, if your partner is standing in front of you, so try to always use either one more bump to bring your partner in their knee when you hook. Now the foot is floating. You see how the foot is off the floor? Okay? Now I shelf the leg first, and now I get a scoop. I don't try to get a scoop, even if his foot is on the floor, if his back knee is on the floor, and if his foot is on the floor, I don't try to get a scoop from here. Look, it's difficult. Okay? I use the elbow first to rise the foot off the floor, and now I go here. Okay? A lot of people asking the difference about one grip and another. So it's two different grips. It's, to be honest, it's preference. Okay, if you prefer to use this or the scoop. I personally prefer the scoop, okay, because I'm going to explain from the close guard, just so you guys see. So let's say Cash has a close guard on me. I stand up on him. When it's go to the muscle sweep, one of the most basic sweep here, what is the intention here of the sweep? He want to remove my foot that is posted on the floor. He want to bring my foot all the way above his head. When my foot go off the floor, he uses his hips, and I fall down. And the on leg X sweep is exactly the same thing. Okay? So, in my opinion, when you have, put this in now. When you have this scoop grip, your partner, you always try to step this foot on the floor to build in base. Okay? That's what the person you try to do in order to defend the position, okay? When he's trying to step the foot on the floor, I keep my hips engaged. When he's trying to step, look how I have a way more leverage to put my elbow all the way up. And then when I bump with my hips, that facilitates the sweep. You don't have the same leverage with the elbow, okay? To put that foot off the floor. That's one reason why. Second reason why, when you start to get the sweep, let's say, Kashi, I try to sweep him this way. He has a strong base, I open him to the opposite side. When I go towards this way, towards my right hand side, I have a way more leverage to rise the leg up. The elbow, you don't have this. The elbow, if you have the elbow here, the leg get heavy sometimes. And if you experience this before, sometimes the leg is slipped out. But when it's in your biceps, it's very difficult. Okay? You have a way more leverage to lift, and it's very difficult to the person remove the leg from here. Okay? So now why is not on the shoulder? Because on the shoulder, the person has more leverage to push, and the leg get heavy here. When you have on the biceps, it's way easier to keep the leg light. Okay? When I extend here, it's way easier to lifting. Okay? And the third thing, if I want to make a switch, maybe you get here, maybe the person find a way to grab her pants, you stuck in this position, and you want to make a transition to the back. It's way easier to switch one grip to another grip to start to go to the back. If you are here yesterday on the no-gi class, I was explaining about this, to leg locks, but it's the same concept. If I'm here and I want to switch sideways, it makes it way easier, look, to switch to the other leg. If I have the grippy shelf like this, look how much work I have to do. I need to frame, I need to find a grip, and then I rotate. So here, just deliver one grip to another, look, and I have the leg. It's way easier. Okay? That's why, the grip. Okay? So now, and again, I'm going to say one more time. If you have the cross grip and your partner starts to posture up, one of the best things you guys can do is getting here. Because 2-on-1 is difficult to the person to keep the posture up. You pull the person back, and now you come back to the pants. And I want you guys to do this in the active drills now. Sometimes you hear your partner's going to posture up. You guys going to get here, pull the person back. Try to create any of balance that you feel like. Can be anything to guys get the entanglement. When you get here, leg inside, shelf. And now your partner try to step on the floor. They gone. Okay? So maybe you make the person fall, but the person come back fast. When they come back, I use a butterfly ash hook here, Modify X. I extend him, and I come up, look, towards the leg. I extend and I go towards the leg, not towards him. And then I put him down. Okay? So I want to do two simple sweep. To one side and to the opposite side. Last thing, and then I'm going to do active to you guys see. When you guys start to extending, I know that old school style, so maybe one-on-one class, maybe like a white belt class. I would teach you X-guard sweep. I would step this foot, the bottom leg, on his far side leg to step and keep in there. And then I have a one post leg and one high stand leg. But what happened against good guys, people who has experience, he's holding my leg. When I try to come up, it's not there. It's never there. Okay? So maintain your hook inside and use the foot that you have on the hips to push. And this is going to be your post leg, look. Even if he's holding my pants, I pull him down. Okay? And you finish the sweep. Okay? I'm going to give you guys free. You guys can do whatever you feel like, but I'm trying to incorporate those things in the drills. You guys can do anything. Maybe you want to get a single leg X, work a toe hold. Maybe you want to get a single leg X, work a back take. You guys can do whatever, but I try to incorporate those things. You can do anything as long as you are incorporate those things, okay? Let's work active. Keep going. Keep going. Xavier, go here. Cash, go embora. Work active as long as those things are incorporated. Nice. Nice. Xavier, go. Next, go Igor and Mark. Go Igor and Mark. Bye. Foot's fine, Igor, to do? Yeah. Nice. Now Igor, go. Very good, very good. One more. Try to don't step, keep the hook inside. If you have to step, step with the modifier hook. Yes. Nice. Good. Now 2 girls, then you go. Zoe and Verona. One time each. Start ready with the cross grip. Can be any entry. Nice. Verona, go. Okay? Let's do that back and forth. 1, 2. Let's go.